watching Andy Justice, Chief Meteorologist John Harris, and Clint Brickbill Sports. KAMR Local 4 News at 10 continues.
The new Emerald City Hall is officially open as it becomes the new center for city operations. However, it could also soon be home to a Ten Commandments monument. On November 12th, City Council discussed a monument to be funded and donated by the current City Council. KAMR Local 4's Devin Singleton tells us more as we look into some of the money spent on this monument so far and if it could potentially face any legal challenges.
So it would be a gift from our council members, so you're still being asked to pay for this. So there is no sales tax dollars, there's no property tax dollars, there's no cost to the city. This is a historical document. This is not just a religious artifact.
In the months leading up to this meeting, the city had already paid nearly $4,500 to the Hyde Kelly LLP firm for legal counsel regarding this monument.
The monument's being donated by private funds. There's money that was expended in order to double check, our legal standing and make sure that by placing that monument that we place it the right way. And so once again, I think that was money well spent.
10 Commandment displays on government properties across the United States have resulted in lawsuits. Since November, City Council started speaking with attorney Hiram Sasser from First Liberty Institute. The mayor says he's agreed to represent the city on this monument at no charge if it's challenged. Mayor Stanley says the goal is for this monument to mirror the one at the Texas State Capitol in Austin. That monument was deemed to be constitutional in 2005 by the Supreme Court in the case of Van Orden v. Perry. We spoke with a staff attorney from Americans United for Separation of Church and State. He handles legal cases regarding church-state separation. He has not been hired by the city on this matter.
A lot of places will commission a monument that looks like this Fraternal Order of Eagles monument. They will try and say that because this one looks like the one that the Supreme Court said was okay in Van Orden, never mind the context around what the actual opinion says. They think that because it looks the same, that it is the same. But that's not what the case says. The case says that monument, it's not that because it's this particular format of the Ten Commandments or physical appearance of the Ten Commandments, it's because it was surrounded by all these other non-religious monuments when it was put up and at the time that the lawsuit was brought. Well, I think that the attorney would disagree with you in the fact that he advised us to match what's in the Capitol. And so it'll be a mirror image, just smaller, scaled down version of what's in Austin.
What's in Austin is a Ten Commandments monument that was put up in 1961. It sits among 22 other secular and historical monuments on Capitol grounds. This monument that you're putting up right now doesn't have any historical context because you're putting it up now. It hasn't been there for 40 years or 50 years or 100 years.
There wasn't even a probable concern from this firm. That anything like this would have any grounds of being removed or challenged.
Ian Smith says that depends.
If it's just the Ten Commandments, then there's plenty of other law to show that is unconstitutional. You can't just put up the Ten Commandments. There's another case decided on the same day as Van Orden v. Perry. It's called McCreary County versus ACLU out of Kentucky. And there the Supreme Court struck down a Ten Commandments monument. In that case, there were actually 3 different monuments, because the county kept losing in court. And the court said, look, we can't ignore the history of this, right? We know what you're trying to do. You want to put up the Ten Commandments and just the Ten Commandments.
The mayor told us parts of Texas law help clear up those issues.
And I would never tell you that any one particular case decided it for everyone and all, but I can tell you that the updated laws here recognized within the state of Texas have cleared the fact that it's a historic monument.
If he's getting sued under the federal Constitution, the federal cases will trump it, trump whatever the state court says. Until the Supreme Court says different, Van Orden and McCreary are still good law and the law of the land.
Now, Ian Smith also told us that even though First Liberty has agreed to represent the city at no cost, the city could still end up liable for the plaintiff's legal fees if they face a challenge and lose. City Councilman Les Simpson gave us contact information for Attorney Hiram Sasser. We asked him twice for an interview. He has yet to get back to us. We will have a deeper look at this and more from our interviews with the Americans United and the mayor coming up this Sunday on Politics Today. That is 10 a.m. Sunday morning, right after Meet the Press. You can also take a look at the rulings from those Supreme Court cases. We've got those for you as well at myhighplains.com.